Good evening, sports fans. I'm Travis Cole for TH Media. We are live on site at Dalzell Field for another edition of live stream high school football with a great intercity matchup tonight. It's a non-district matchup between the visitors, the Golden Eagles from Dubuque Wahlert, and the home team, the Rams from Dubuque Senior High School. Both teams started the season off rough last week in their first games of the year. Senior was on the road at Waterloo West, where they were defeated 37-6, just avoiding the shutout in the final minutes of the game. Looked like Edminster dumped in a touchdown pass to Carter Schmidt, a 32-yarder, to keep that shutout off the books for the Rams. Waterloo West, who was led by Tay Cooper and Devin Moore, the ISU recruit, tore up the Rams last week. Moore was 11 of 19 for 278 yards and 4 touchdowns. Touchdowns of 97, 44, 38, and 40. So big plays last week for the Wahawks as they took care of their season opener at home against the Rams. Again, Rams coached by Dale Plessel. It is his 6th season at the helm of the Rams. He has an overall record of 23 wins and 24 losses in those 6 seasons. Rams are in District 8 this year, a little bit different. They've been in the same district for about the last 5 years, so the district that they're in this year, a bit more competitive. They did reunite with Dubuque Hempstead into District 6. Excuse me, they were in District 8 last year, District 6 this year, where they are paired up with the likes of Dubuque Hempstead, a new 4A rival in Western Dubuque Bobcats, Pleasant Valley, the perennial powerhouse in this district, along with Davenport West, North Scott, and the aforementioned Dubuque Senior High School Rams. Again, Rams 0-1. They did lose 37-6 last week down in Waterloo. Rams are, again, coached by Dale Plessel. His assistants include Chuck Benda, Sam Benda, and Matt Ehlers as well. So should be a good one. Like I said, both teams looking to avoid an 0-2 start, which is pretty detrimental to a season if you start off with back-to-back losses. We'll give you a little tidbit here on Wahlert as well. Wahlert enters the season, as I said, or enters this week 0-1 as well. They did lose to newly kind of acquired rival Western Dubuque. They've been playing Western Dubuque the last few years, but now they're going to keep that rivalry going, as well as Wahlert will not play Dubuque Hempstead this year. They chose to stick with Western Dubuque for the kind of quote-unquote rivalry between those two schools. Head coach Travis Zajac is in his 4th season at the helm for the Golden Eagles. They are assisted by Sean Campbell, Nathan Gee, Cole Smith, and Lucas Stanton. They are in district number 4 of Class 3A this year. That district is a very large district as well, with, it looks like, 8-team district. That includes Davenport Assumption, Central DeWitt, Clear Creek Amana, West Delaware, Center Point Urbana, Macokota, and Marion. So kind of a large district down there in district number 4 for the Golden Eagles. Again, both their first 2 weeks are non-district games, so they have yet to play a district foe. They will next week, though, when they are on the road at Clear Creek Amana. So again, both teams looking for that first W. In last year's battle, it was Senior 21, Wahlert 6. So Wahlert looking for a little bit of revenge to pull off a W this season as well, to get back on the winning track. Coach Zajac looking to run the ball and stop the run this week. Wahlert does have good athletes as well. Pretty young. They're going to have a lot of returners coming back next year, as well as they're starting to build those numbers up in the lower ranks, freshman, sophomore classes as well. So Coach Zajac, kind of at his first year with quote-unquote his guys that he's brought in, being his 4th year, and kind of under his tutelage and his coaching staff as the team has kind of risen from freshman year up to now. They'll be graduating seniors this year that have been under Coach Zajac. It's an intercity game. Both coaches stressed that this week. I'm going to bring on lead high school football reporter Tim O'Neill as well to talk a little bit. He spoke with both coaches this week as well. They're both amped up about the game, want to protect the ball. Tim, obviously they want to stop the run. They want to run the ball. Those are 2 keys. Eat up that clock, kind of win that time of possession game. What are some keys? I know we're still early in the season and whatnot, but from looking at the numbers and seeing both these two teams from a statistical standpoint, where do you think they each have to go tonight?
Well, obviously, you mentioned they're both going to want to run the ball, but they're also going to be want to be running the football to set up the pass. I didn't get a chance to see Senior last week, but I did see Wahlert last week, and they could use a little work in the passing game, a little more consistency. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Wahlert try that a little bit more this week, see if they can get some of that passing game going. And for Senior, you know, they're going to want to do the same thing. They got two quarterbacks who played last week. Just consistent play and taking care of the football really is what is going to be the goal this week.
Absolutely. We'll pause quick for the playing of our national anthem as well. Great rendition of our national anthem there by the Dubuque Senior High School Marching Band. We thank them from up in the booth. Again, gorgeous night here in Dubuque. We're right in the middle of the city here. Again, if you're joining us at home, we appreciate you jumping on our live stream. You can find us, obviously you did find us, but we're at thonline.com/live as well. It's myself, Travis Cole, along with Tim O'Neill up in the booth as well. He'll be doing his usual reporting on the game. That you'll be able to read his articles the next day as well. And he'll be here to kind of add a little bit of commentary when he can. He's a busy man. So, again, Wahlert did win the toss. They have elected to receive. They will be defending the west goal, which is the right goal on your screen. Senior will be on the left. Wahlert in their their away white jerseys with gold helmets. Rams are in their home streamlined gray uniforms with the red helmets, white numbers as well. So Rams are taking the field right now with the cheerleading squad, and obviously the Golden Eagles and their fan contingency behind their bench as well. Pretty packed house, as these intercity games always are. A little bit more riding on the line, although this is not a district game, means nothing in regards to the playoff seeding or if you do or do not make the playoffs within your district. But you don't want to tell that to either of these coaches or these players or the fans for that matter, as they are here, they're jacked, they're ready to go. Both student sections rising up, jumping up and down, so we're ready for a good night of football here at Dalzell Field. Again, last week, the Golden Eagles, 24-3 losers to the Western Dubuque Bobcats. That was at the Rock Bowl up at on the campus of Loras College. One thing, though, that Coach Zajac did say during the week is they have to be able to get the defense off the field on third downs. The Bobcats were 5 for 11 last week on third downs. Very impressive. They did score 2 touchdowns as well, too. So, again, Zajac really wants his defense to step up tonight. It's going to be tough. The senior team, very experienced on the O-line and D-lines as well. They are led by a few seniors, Rory Larson and Mitch Demmer, 2 captains of the defense that are going to try to drop the hammer tonight. They were quoted as saying they feel very confident in stopping Wahlert's run game tonight as well. Wahlert's obviously going to look to do the same. They got some of their big fellas up front with Joe Friend plays a little linebacker position in there as well. Spencer Gert, Matt Bandy, and of course Drew Lenz, the 6'2", 260-pound senior, will be anchoring that front defensive line as well. But getting set to kick off here. Golden Eagles back to receive. Kickoff will be taken by Blake Harris of the Rams. And we are underway here at Dalzell Field. Spinning kick down to the 10-yard line where it was received by Dixon. He's going to take it up to about the 29, bounces off a tackler, runs over another, and he's down to the 38-yard line. That's Kellen Dixon, the 5'10", 175-pound junior. He did see some playing time last year as a sophomore. He will be back at starting tailback for Coach Zajac and the Golden Eagles. Again, looking to generate some offense are both of these two teams. The Eagles totaled 174 rushing yards, 88 passing yards, 262 last week against Western Dubuque. Just couldn't put any touchdowns on the board. So Eagles able to move the ball, just putting the ball in the end zone will be the issue tonight. Sigworth under center for the Golden Eagles. And looks like we're going to have a false start, I believe, on the offense. We'll wait to hear from our officiating crew.
Jacob Nolan on the stop there. False start, Wahlert.
Unyekwu is also back in the backfield joining Dixon. He is a 5'11", 210-pound running back, and he also plays a little linebacker on defense as well. Coming out closest to your screen is Joel Callahan as well. He did have a good game last week, and the senior defense eats up Kellen Dixon down there. That's Rory Larson, amongst others, in on the tackle for the Rams. That's going to be a loss. In addition to that 5-yard loss, they're going to go back an additional yard. Looks like it'll be 2nd and 15 with about 11:25 left here in the first quarter of play at Dalzell Field. Good penetration by the Rams defense up top. That's also led by Robert Nielsen up front as well in that defensive tackle position. Sigworth going play action, eludes his first tackler. He's got a man open cutting. He's going to throw it up a jump ball, and it's caught. Good adjustment there, and they're going to give that. That is a catch. It looks like for the Eagles, our officials are going through the scrum, and it is. That's a catch by Joel Callahan. He beat his man across midfield. Ball underthrown by Sigworth. Pressure being applied by the Rams up front. Callahan able to make a nice adjustment in midair and come down with the catch.
27-yard reception there, and Callahan was his favorite target last week, so watch for that connection to pick up as the game goes on.
Absolutely. Great play, great start for the Golden Eagles. Dixon's going to dip through the front for about 3. He was brought down by Wesley Tyson right there. Good play, way to wrap him up.
Wesley Tyson on the stop for the Rams.
Again, Tim, that's kind of uncommon. Like you mentioned it in our kind of mini pregame show about opening up that passing game. We know Sigworth can throw the ball. It's a matter of getting those opportunities. He was sacked, I think, 7 times last week, unable to kind of get out there and get open to hit his men downfield. Sigworth again dropping back. And let's take another catch, and they're going to, call that a pass interference as well. Angelo Romagna, was on the coverage of Callahan. I think he kind of got there a little bit before the ball. Completed pass of about 6 yards, but I think they're going to probably tack on a few more. And that will be PI on the Rams. And again, like we're seeing, if Wahlert can get that run game going, it almost works vice versa as well. If you can get the passing game going, that opens up the running game too. So they both dimensions of the offensive game by the Eagles kind of work and feed off each other as well. So as you can see, Zajac and his staff really putting an effort early on here to kind of open up the field a little bit, maybe provide some room for Dixon to break outside on one of these runs. Again, Sigworth under center. Callahan at the bottom of your screen, and there goes Dixon again, and nowhere to go but down right there. Gobbled up again. Rory Larson as well as Jacob Nolan in on the tackle for the Rams. Again, neither team has played a district game. Next week, the Rams will travel to Davenport North. North is not in their district as well, so they'll get their taste of district play a few weeks down the road. Sigworth to Dixon again. He finds that crease up the middle. Broke a couple tackles. Finally dragged down.
Dixon, the ball carrier
I
again.
believe that was Schilling on the stop for the Rams. 3rd down and 11, 9 minutes left here in the first quarter. Again, nothing if you're just joining us. We do appreciate it here for tuning in and hooking up to our live stream, thonline.com/live. Again, don't be scared to get on that website as well to check out More Than the Score. That's hosted by Steve Ortman. Tim O'Neill also makes some appearances on there as well. That's every Thursday. And another run by Dixon. He's going to be close to the first down marker. I believe he's got enough, and that will move the chains as the Eagles are threatening within the red zone here, and they will stop for a measurement. It's right at the sticks. We'll have our chain gang jump out to see. Big call right here. I mean, if you're, Tim, if you're Coach Zajac, is this a no-brainer and you're going to 2-down territory?
Well, they got a kicker who can make it. They kicked a field goal last week. This would be kind of similar to the way the last week started. Wahlert drove right down the field, kicked a field goal, and then intercepted WD. But that was it for Wahlert. So you want to get a good spark for your offense. A touchdown would be nice, but you gotta put the points on the board when you get a chance.
It's almost like that comfort zone, though. All week they've been working on this first series, that scripted series that we have in. Guys feel comfortable. They know what they've been doing all week. So you could be on to something. We'll have to see how they react. And looks like they are going to go for it. Keep Joe Friend on the bench for right now. It's 4th and inches here. Big play. Zajac's going to sneak up the middle with Sigworth, and he's got enough for the first. That's going to move the chains down to about the 12-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Zajac and the Golden Eagles. Like we mentioned on earlier, Wahlert is in a Class 3A size school. Very evident when you look at both benches here. But again, we talked about it earlier. Zajac building that program up a little bit. More kids getting involved and really taking a liking to football within the walls of Wahlert Catholic High School. So we'll see what happens as they continue to grow as a football team. Sigworth rolling to his right. He's got a man open in the end zone. It's Callahan down, and it's a touchdown. Sigworth to Callahan, their first touchdown of the season. Great play by the Golden Eagles. They strike first, 6-0 here with 7 minutes and 54 seconds left. Tim, I love that call, though. That was a nice rollout. Callahan made a nice pivot back there towards the back of the end zone and went for the sticks.
Yeah, he can throw it too. He's a good quarterback. It's just a matter of getting time and finding the open receiver. And that time, boy, him and Callahan, they got that chemistry down.
Friend on for the extra point. It's up, and it is good.
Kick is good.
7-0 Golden Eagles here as the Eagles strike first at Dalzell Field in this inter-city matchup. Rams defense held fast against the run. Coach Zajac, aided by Noah Sigworth, Joel Callahan, marched down the field, aided by a few penalties and a couple big plays. That was about a 68-yard drive, I would say. So good effort by the Golden Eagles again, and we'll see if the Rams can respond. We'll see who comes out from a quarterback position as well, as the Rams gone with dual quarterbacks last week down at Waterloo. Eric Edminster and Chaz Hancock were both kind of in the mix last week as well. Neither had impressive numbers. Edminster was 4 for 12, 44 yards. He did have that touchdown towards the end of the ball game as well to Carter Schmidt. Chaz Hancock was 3 of 5, 45 yards. He did have a couple rushes as well. So we'll see how the Rams react here, being down early at home in this intercity matchup. Back to receive, looks like Kentarian Johnson is back there along with Carter Schmidt, as we talked about earlier. And kicking, of course, here for the Golden Eagles. Noah Sigworth will actually do the kicking off duties. He must have a little bit stronger leg than Joe. Woo, he sure does. Sigworth, nice looking kick towards the back. Received by Schmidt at about the 10. He's got a crease open. Nobody there. He's going to see if he can turn on the burners here. Sigworth's an athlete, though. He's fast. He's going to run him out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Great return by Carter Schmidt. Brought out of bounds by the safety man. The quarterback as well, and safety Noah Sigworth. That hole was gigantic over there, Tim. I don't know if you've seen that, but
Yeah.
I think I might have been able to fit through that one.
I think I definitely could have too.
Great field position here for Coach Plessel and the Rams. They do like to go that shotgun kind of no-huddle formation, getting the plays from the sideline. We'll see how this works out tonight. A lot of looking over to the sideline to get their cues from their coaching staff. They're going to try to spread them out. 4 wide with Sam Schnee in the backfield. He did have a great sophomore campaign. Kentarian Johnson's going to get the kind of speed. The jet sweep right there. He's going to go for about 4.
Johnson on the carry for the Rams.
Good start. Again, Rams
Good for 4 yards.
in at quarterback currently is Chaz Hancock. He's kind of the dual threat quarterback. Malik Harris is also in the backfield as well.
Tell you what, when you got to get an answer to a score, though, what better way to start that off than with a 55-yard kickoff return?
Plessel couldn't have wanted more. There's the keeper by Hancock. He's going to get up. He's close to the first down. He might be about a half a yard short. Again, Hancock showing some nice speed there up the middle on that option play. Again, look for a lot of up-tempo here by Coach Plessel and the Rams. As you can see the coaching staff, you may be able to get glimpses of them in the lower left corner. A lot of movement, a lot of hand signals, a lot of looking over to the sideline. Again, if you're just joining us, 7:10 remaining, 3rd down and 1 right now for the Rams. Hancock, it's going to be close. I'm not sure if he had enough oomph on that one. Our official with the spot
Quarterback keeper.
looks like he's going to have enough.
Maybe a little shy.
I don't know. Actually, it looks poor spot if you're a Rams fan right there. They're going to stop it to measure, but yep, they're going to bring him out.
Timeout. They're going to measure.
Again, if you're just joining us, the Golden Eagles march down the field. 68-yard drive, I believe that was, Tim. Correct me if I'm wrong.
66.
66, thank you. Figured you would.
So wrong.
Yes. 66-yard march by Coach Zajac. That was led, not much run attack right there. Dixon maybe had about 12, 13 yards, I think, on the ground, about 6 carries. But I know the passing game, Joel Callahan, Sigwerth's favorite target, I believe he had 3 receptions. He did also have that touchdown as well. So it's going to be 4th and short. Again, gutsy call here. Both coaches thinking the same here tonight. Again, both have some similarities in regards to talent on the team, strength in numbers up front for both of them. So we'll see. Hancock, I believe, is back. Oh, looks like Golden Eagles take him down. That's Sam Schnee brought down in the backfield. That's Spencer Gert breaking through the offensive line and pulling down Schnee in the backfield. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Golden Eagle fans very excited right now as their offense gets to march back on the field. Probably a little bit added pep in their step as well, knowing that they just drove down on the senior defense their possession before. We'll see if they can do the same thing, maybe mix in some of that run attack as well, but why stop the pass if it's working for you? Make seniors stop them.
And that's going to add all kinds of confidence, too. You give up that big kickoff return, but don't give up any points. Now you got a chance to add to a lead.
Absolutely. It's like Dixon again up the middle. He's going to be brought down. Looks like Alex Richard on the stop amongst a few other Rams as well.
Richard and Larson.
Again, great defensive stop, especially, again, after that 55-yard kickoff. Rams could not muster a first down out of that. Big-time defensive stop. Again, confidence boost for the Eagles as well. Again, Eagles in the white jerseys going right to left on your screen. 6:11 left, 2nd down and 7 as Sigwerth is behind center. He's going to go handoff to Dixon again. Stopped again by the Rams.
Ball carrier again.
And eventually, we're going to see a little bit of Colton Bartow. He's their number 2 running back. Last week, he ripped off a 70-yard run. Excuse me. So we'll see him dispel Dixon at some point.
Again, Dixon joined in the backfield by Onyukwu as well at that fullback position. Standard power formation here to the right. Sigwerth's going to roll. A good defense, and that's going to be a quarterback's no sack as Sigwerth was able to get out of the grasp of, I believe, Rory Larson. Also in there was John Mossman as well to apply the pressure to Sigworth, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and the punt unit for the Golden Eagles. Good stop by the Rams. Again, kind of playing that cat and mouse game here. Both teams relying on that defense.
Friend to kick. Schmidt to return.
And Schmidt's going to go back. He did have a 55-yard kickoff return the last time he touched the ball. We'll see what happens here on this one as Friend able to kick a nice booming angled kick. Schmidt's able to gather under it, and he's able to bust outside. He's got some room. He's going to take it down, and Joe Friend, beautiful form tackle by the kicker right there. Their kickers are some of their best tacklers right now, I've noticed tonight. So good job by special teams of both sides as Schmidt's able to get about a 20-yard return on that as well. Good punt by Joe Friend and also a good form tackle.
You know, special teams can be key. It's an overlooked aspect of the game, but you know, if you got a good punter, good place kicker, that can make a big difference for your team in the long run in the season.
Big difference, especially at this level, Tim. I mean, you can get a guy that can knock in about a 30, 35-yard field goal. I mean, that could change a game instantly.
Yep.
Especially towards the waning ends of a half or the end of a ball game. So we'll see how the second possession goes here for Coach Plussel and the Rams. Hancock back behind center with Schnee, and excuse me, that's Edminster back there, and he completes it. And that is Hancock. Excuse me one more time. The numbers look very similar, and we know that we have seen each of them go in there. But Hancock hit that out wide. That was to Richard for about 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. 5 minutes left here in the first quarter of play. He was able to get out of bounds, which is why the clock is stopped. Little blitz coming here on the weak side. Gobbled up there by the Golden Eagles.
And it's worth pointing out that the strengths of both of these teams' defense are the front seven. It's going to be really hard for either of these teams to establish the run. It's going to take a lot of commitment to run into the ball, and you know, there may be a lot of runs like that one right there.
Absolutely. Osthoff in on the tackle. Kemp as well. Kemp did have 8 tackles and a pick last week as well, so look for him to wreak some havoc. He's a defensive back. He's number 12. He plays free safety for Coach Zajac. Hancock, nice 3-step drop, a little bit too much gas on the pass as it was intended for Schmidt, goes incomplete. That will bring up 4th down and the punt team for the senior Rams. Again, not looking too sharp offensively in regards to the passing game. Run blocking as well, I'm not seeing a lot of pushback. Again, the defensive fronts on both teams playing exceptionally well. Again, stopping the run. You're seeing senior attempt to open up the field a bit like Wahlert did on their first few possessions. Senior just being very unsuccessful at the moment. Punt is out, and it's going to be a fair catch, and that is caught at about the 24-yard line by Callahan. Is where the Golden Eagles will take over again. 7-0 Eagles. 4:11 left here in the first quarter at Delzo. Beautiful night for football here. Lights are on. Cool breeze out there. Couldn't have asked for a better inner-city game atmosphere than what's happening here tonight. 66 degrees as well.
Get some score updates quick. Waterloo West beating Dubuque Hempstead 7-0 at the end of the first. And I believe I just saw Western Dubuque has taken a lead on Beckman 7-3. That has 3:25 left in the first quarter.
Nice. To the updates. Dixon goes down once again. Again, a lot of good games going on as well. Beckman at WD, I mean, that's a pretty sweet rivalry out there too. They call it the country or county rivalry. Because they're kind of close in proximity out there too. When those guys get together, you know it's going to be a good old-fashioned football game. At Western Dubuque tonight, and then as Tim mentioned, Hempstead is down at Waterloo West. So back-to-back Dubuque teams for the Warhawks down there. Sigworth handoff to Dixon. Finally got a little bit of running room. Stood up though. I think Rory Larson again.
A couple of things off of that. Waterloo West will make it 3 straight Dubuque County teams. They get Western Dubuque next week, I believe.
Wow. Coming up to Western Dubuque, I'm taking it.
I believe so,
Yeah.
yes.
In
Interesting.
on the
And as far as Beckman and Western Dubuque, that's an interesting rivalry. It's a lot like these city rivalries. They come from the same towns, the same schools, just end up going to different high schools.
You know, that's what you got to love about these communities, Dubuque specifically and around. It's pressure being put on. Noah Sigworth goes down. That was Wesley Tyson applying the pressure. He's able to tack on a sack there. It's going to be 4th down. Again, both defenses stepping up here. Again, though, Tim, I think that first scripted drive by Wahlert was huge. They were able to get in, kind of in their comfort zone. They knew what they wanted to do, and they did it. Seniors been kind of smelling it out a little bit. Got to get their players off the field, and they do.
There's a set of keys found in the east parking lot, the big parking lots.
Schmidt back to receive. Another
Ticket booth.
angled punt that's going to
Set of keys
go.
found in the parking lot.
Going to take a bounce and will be downed at about the 48-yard line
Ticket booth.
by the Golden Eagles is where that was Declan Duffy down in that punt. Rams left decent field position at their own 49-yard line here. 2:21 remaining here in the first quarter. 7-0 Golden Eagles. Again, thanks for joining us however you are. TH Media's live streaming high school football here tonight at Dalzell Field. We do appreciate you logging on tonight and accessing our live stream however you are. Again, check out the website as well for any updates on scores and, of course, breaking news within the tri-state area. Schnee with a nice move. Again, Hancock been at quarterback for the entire game so far. Haven't seen any Edminster yet, so we'll see how Coach Plessel tries to utilize his quarterbacks. Again, going spread formation. This can sometimes tire out a defense, but tonight, without that run game doing anything at this point for Coach Plessel, you got to like Sam Schnee as well. It's hard to open it up and really get them tired. So we'll see if they can open up from the gun again. Pitch out to Schnee. He's going to, a nice little sidestep, double sidestep, and he's able to bring it down to about the Eagles' 46-yard line, where it will be 3rd and about 5. I'll take that back, 3rd and about 4 for the first down for Coach Plessel and the senior Rams. I like Hancock, how he's throwing the ball during warm-ups as well. I'm kind of hoping from a Ram perspective that they kind of let him unleash it a little bit here. So try to get some activity going. They're not getting a lot of pep in their step here, and he's going to get gobbled up and taken down for a sack. Trying to see who was in on that. A few Eagles were in there. It looked like number 72, Merrick Dixon, in on that sack as well. So Golden Eagles holding fast again. It's a no budge from this Golden Eagle defense up front.
Well, and it did look like he was rearing back to fire too, so they were going to give him a chance.
I see that outside. I don't know who. I didn't see who was out wide out there, but he was putting a double move on. I think maybe a lofted play up into the end zone, or not end zone, but up towards the sticks up there. It's going to be a timeout for the Rams. We'll stick with you during this timeout as well. Again, you are watching boys high school football from TH Media.
Tell you what, we'll take a look out to Southwest Wisconsin. Reigning TH Player of the Year, Hunter Johnson, is still just tearing it up. 5 touchdowns already tonight. A 60-yard run for his 5th score. Darlington leads 42-12 in the first half. Redbirds looking like they are on cruise control to head back to Camp Randall again, this stadium.
You gotta like that. Don't stop the train, right? Don't get in front of that when it's coming through.
Absolutely, and that game just went to halftime.
Not sure if a Golden Eagle got a fingertip on that or not, but about a 12-yard punt by the Rams is where the Golden Eagles will take over. 21.9 seconds left here in the first quarter. we'll see how the first quarter shakes out. It's been, offensively speaking, a little slow. Besides that first drive by the Eagles where they went 66 yards, hasn't been too much more offense provided here for either team in the first quarter.
No, it's really been, you know, that first drive was really it for the Eagles, and Senior's kind of been stuck in the mud so far.
Dixon trying to forge ahead. He's going to keep churning those feet and earn a couple yards there. Good effort there by Dixon. Again, that Ram defensive line is really stepping up. And they're actually going to go back. The knee was on the ground, and they're going to let that clock run out here in the first quarter at Dalzell Field. Again, 7-0 Golden Eagles as we conclude the first quarter of play here at Dalzell Field. We'll take a quick break. You can stick with the live stream here in between. We'll take a quick break and be back with the second quarter commentary here as both teams will flip the field here, and we'll see where the second quarter goes here at Dalzell. Again, you're watching boys high school football from TH Media.
We here at GoFindMyCar.com are searching for a fresh new look to represent the services we offer. We held an open casting call to anyone to help us out.
Cooking up some great deals.
Can't find a car in any of the local literature?
Well, you can have my bow.
I and my axe.
And my website, GoFindMyCar.com.
We're still searching for the fresh new look for GoFindMyCar.com.
Welcome back, sports fans. We're getting started for the second quarter of play here at Dalzell Field. Eagles flip the field. It's 2nd down and 10. Rolling out by Sigworth. Airmails that one on the right side, intended for his favorite target, Joey Callahan again. That'll bring up 3rd and long for the Golden Eagles as we are just underway in our second quarter of play. If you're just joining us, Eagles in the away white jerseys with gold helmets. Rams in the home dark gray, white numbers, and red helmets. Again, both teams trying to avenge first week losses and try to avoid the dreaded 0-2 start here for the 9-game season. So we will see who will be victorious. A lot more riding on this one than what most people think. It's a non-district game, but an inner-city game. Sigworth eludes a tackler. He's able to get the ball out to Dixon. Nice play by Sigworth. Rory Larson came out of there like a madman, able to corral up Dixon. Beautiful improvisational skills, there we go, by Sigworth. He's able to dump that off to Dixon and turn nothing into something here. So still 4th down and 5, punt unit on. Again, another 3 and out for the Eagles. It's been a common theme for both teams the last 5-6 possessions here combined. So
yep, since that touchdown, 6 straight 3 and outs.
Friend, and he's able to get it off, shanked off the side of his foot. These are always dangerous when those balls are kind of, and he jumps on the ball. That looked like it was Angelo Romagna, and he's able to corral it, but that's one where you stick away from that one. Those are always dangerous when you got your punt team down there, and it's a short kind of duffed punt.
It makes it even more dangerous because sometimes those guys have no idea that the ball's that close.
Right. Again, the Rams have been granted great field position in almost every possession tonight, Tim. Whether it's that kickoff return is the only seemingly offensive statistic and positive yards that they've gotten tonight, but for the most part, they're sitting in good field position. Again, they were stopped on 4th down around the 25-yard line early in the first quarter, but since then, basically nothing from an offensive perspective. Schnee is bottled up for a loss of 2. in at quarterback. They're going to give Eric Edminster a chance here finally. We knew it would come, Tim, and he's in there to see if they can provide a spark here is Edminster. But again, these two defensive lines and linebacking cores are really outmatching their offensive counterparts on the line.
And I know both teams had some key pieces to replace on the offensive line while returning the bulk of that defensive front intact. But, you know, I know they definitely like to be having more success running the ball than they're seeing right now.
Absolutely nothing going as Spencer Gert, as well as Spencer Gert. Marique Dixon as well. Good job by the Golden Eagles busting through that line, providing another loss. Third down and about 15 for the Rams. 9:53 remaining. Again, going the wrong way from an offensive perspective are the Rams basically this entire game.
Well, at this point, the Rams have 10 carries for 3 yards.
Edminster going up top. They wanted a kind of a illegal contact. I'm not sure the exact definition of that flag, but ball I think was overthrown quite well. I don't think he would have gotten to it, but you cannot impede that runner when you're out there from a defensive back standpoint. And that's going to be, is this just like an illegal contact? Or it's a holding, okay. I was waiting for our officials to make the call.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be an automatic first down.
It's like a 10-yard penalty. It's going to put a 3rd and 4. Ball moving right to left here for the Rams on a penalty, but they'll take it at this point. Edminster back under center, 3rd and 4, 9:35 remaining. Eagles up 7-0 here in the second quarter. Again, trying to get a read on the defense are the coaching staff of the Rams and try to relay in additional audibles to their, and it's going to be a delay of game as Coach Zajac is loving it over there from a Wahlert perspective. He's looking over at the Rams coaching staff, really amped up at this point. Going to give back 5 yards now. I think Rams need to get it together here offensively. Again, both teams holding fast defensively. Wahlert with that amped up momentum at the moment as well.
And getting that opening touchdown really puts more pressure on Senior because now they're chasing the Eagles the rest of the game at least until they can tie it up.
Getting a hand on it too. Looks like Gert again.
Incomplete pass.
Gert's been all over the place here for the Golden Eagles defensively. That's going to bring out the punt unit once again for the Senior Rams. Callahan will be back to receive. Logan Cotto will be punting for the Rams with 9:32 left here in the first half. Again, log on, check out the sports feed on the right side of the website too. It gives you some updates here for any teams around the area. Generous bounce there by Cotto's punt, and that's going to be down at about the 22-yard line by the Rams, where the Eagles will take over at their own 22-yard line.
Down to the 21. 1st and 10.
Again, a lot of enthusiasm too this year as well. After hearing some of Coach Zajac's quotes in the preseason capsule that we had out there, and some information about the team, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of great leadership on that team from some of these kids that have been within the walls of Wahlert now for 4 years to really show through. They've been a very predominantly dominant basketball team within the MVC conference, as I believe Dixon's gobbled up again by the Rams front four. So to kind of come through with some football wins and some enthusiasm and some excitement, I think it's an overall good thing for any school to have that.
Absolutely. If you can have a successful football season, that'll kind of set the tone for the rest of the school athletic year. That'll just lead into volleyball and cross country and wrestling and basketball and everything else down the line.
I mean,
It's kind of contagious.
high school sports, it's a big part of high school. You know what I mean? And like you said, having that, showing that effort in some of these other sports really carries over into, winter season, spring season, summer season. Sigworth rolling out, trying to find a man. He's got a man deep. Callahan. Sigworth's going for it all. Callahan, no! Good effort by both players. Pass broken up by Contarian Johnson. Callahan had a step. If Sigworth launches that out there, that's a touchdown pass. He didn't see him right away. Got to give the guy some effort for going for it, though.
And great recovery by Johnson there to make sure that Callahan couldn't pull it in on that second chance to get that hit in there and make sure that ball fell incomplete.
Absolutely. Jar that ball out. Could have been a really big play and another momentum booster for the Golden Eagles. 3rd down and 11, 8:30 left here in the first half. 7-0 Golden Eagles. Eagles looking to the sticks here for a first down and going up. It's going to be a dump off pass. It's going to be short of the first down. Back to his man Callahan. And it's going to send the punt team on. Schilling on the stop for the Rams. Punt team will take the field for Coach Zajac. Carter Schmidt will be back to receive as well. He's had a nice night on special teams here for Schmidt. Schmidt, the 5'11", 180-pound junior, so getting his first taste of varsity experience this year as well. See if he can do some damage. Friend's kick is going to sail out of bounds, I believe, at about the 44-yard line.
Punt goes out of bounds.
And he's going to give him a generous spot back to the 39-yard line is the official, where the Rams will take over 1st and 10 with 8:18 remaining in the first half.
First and 10 Rams, ball on the 39-yard line.
For the score update, Dylan Gatto's thrown his 26-yard touchdown pass to Quinn Baumhofer. Western agreed to lead Stars go back from 14-3, 6:41 left in the second quarter.
Thank you, Tim. Gatto's got it going on out there. I know he's a heck of an athlete too. Passing complete by Edminster.
Yeah, and he had a really good game last week. 20 of 24, 250 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Just that one pick, I think, early on. Other than that, it's pretty sharp.
His first pass was an interception, and then he completed 20 of his next 23 passes, including, I think it was his final 9 of the game. So
it's impressive. When you can have a guy come in and do that, it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, second year as a starter for him.
Get that experience too, so he knows what it's all about. Edminster, the handoff, and he's going to be gobbled up in the backfield. Harris, the ball carrier, gobbled up back there by Blake Bradley, a 6'3", 260-pound D tackle. Says no, thank you. And I think that's what the official is saying. You got to watch yourself right there. You tried to do the little Cameron Wake and some of these NFL guys like to get after it after a nice tackle. You cannot do that. That's taunting in high school football. 3rd down and 13, 7.5 left here in the first half. Edminster back in the gun. Pass out. Corralled in by Romagna. Angelo Romagna.
Romagna with the catch.
Good hands there by Romagna. The 5'10", 150-pound wideout. It will be 4th down and 13. Again, a familiar face tonight. Logan Caudill, the punter for the Rams.
9 straight 3-and-outs now at this point. So defense, story of the game so far.
Absolutely, and that, just about a blocked punt. He might have got a fingertip on it as well. And I'll take a generous senior bound. Combined here from both teams, correct, Tim?
Yep.
For the Eagles at their own 22. Again, I do see the Eagles showing a bit more signs of life than the Rams, offensively speaking. Both defenses, we got to give our hats off at the moment. They're playing very well. But from an offensive standpoint, Eagles just outmatching. And it's kind of sad to say because there hasn't been much offense. So there looks like a movement on the front line there. I believe the tight end or left tackle creeping. When you're a big fella up front like that, you got to make sure you stay. Once you get that body weight move in front or back, it's kind of point of no return at that point. So they'll march back 5 yards here and start 1st and 15 from the 17-yard line.
A lot fewer penalties in the WD Wahlert game last week. There were quite a few penalties in that game. It seems like it's been cleaned up quite a bit this week.
Probably a good emphasis from coaching perspective as well. Like I said, I've seen, besides the false starts here by Wahlert, pretty clean game. Dixon got some space now, running over one of the defensive backs. He's going to keep on going. He's going to get that penalty yardage back, plus a few more. Good run by Dixon. Nice, strong downfield run. Hit that hole, put the head down and go. That's a 6-yard, 7-yard run by Dixon.
Well, he learned from a couple of bruising running backs ahead of him with Riley Haskin 2 years ago and then Mason Flynn last year. Those guys like to tuck the ball and just run somebody over. So
ground and pound, man, you know, and that's, like I said, if you can get that head of speed hitting that hole and that offensive line gives you what you need, it can open up. A nice dose of Dixon here as he is gobbled up here by the Rams in the backfield. Looks like Larson as well as Mossman and Tyson in on the tackle for the Rams. We're under 6 minutes here in the first half. Still 7-0. That opening drive of the game by the Golden Eagles, the difference so far. A 66-yard drive capped off by a Sigworth to Joey Callahan touchdown in the back part of the end zone. That's been the story so far. Other than that, not a whole lot of offense. Both defenses looking pretty impressive tonight. Sigworth with some time drills his tight end. That's going to be enough for a first down. Now that's how you stand tall in the pocket and make the catch. That's Spencer Gerd again. He's been playing great at that defensive end position, Tim. And now he comes in and steps up with a great big first down catch. Good pass by Sigworth as well.
Absolutely, and the 3-and-out streak is finally over. Thank you.
Two wideouts to the far side of your screen. Dixon, huge hole on the left side. He's get this full head of steam. Here goes Dixon. Two stiff arms, and he's down at about the 38-yard line. Dixon. Eagles and Dixon into Ram territory here with a nice run by the junior Kellen Dixon. Will give the the Eagles back-to-back first downs and a little bit of momentum here offensively.
And this is kind of what Wahlert wants to see. You know, the pass set up the run set up the pass. When all of that's working together, the Eagles are going to be able to move the ball this game.
He's a nice running back there as well. He seems pretty smooth when he gets the chance to break through that initial line of defense. Set up the play action. Here goes Callahan. He's going up top a little bit too far as Sigworth. Good pressure being applied by the Rams as well. Might have had a lot to do with Sigworth's airmail to Callahan. Callahan had a step. Good recovery, though, by the Rams defensive back.
You know, I was thinking a minute ago, if Wahlert can take a 7-0 lead into halftime, you're not totally satisfied, but you got to be happy with that. If Wahlert can score here and make it a 2-possession game before halftime, that would really be huge for them to take that into the locker room. Very huge,
because you can play a little bit more wide open too if you're Wahlert as well. You don't have to get conservative and careful. Dixon, 2-yard gain up the middle, brought down by a couple Rams.
Dixon, the ball.
Demmer. .4:30 remaining, 3rd down and 10.
Brought down by Aris.
For the Golden Eagles. They're in Ram territory. I don't think it's 4-down territory, but it's enough to, if a first down is not gained here by the Golden Eagles, enough to try to pin the Rams deep in their own territory. We'll see where Coach Zajac and the Golden Eagles go from here. At the 39-yard line, there goes Sigworth. And he's got pressure being applied, and he's brought down. Good pursuit by Peyton Molenberg as he's able to bring down the quarterback. It's a A good play
And
by the senior.
They're right in the middle of that area where I thought they considered. If I thought maybe if they were at the 35, they'd go for it. They're right outside the 35. It looks like they're bringing in special teams.
I'm sure the thought crossed his mind, especially third and under 3:30 remaining, and you know if you can get that first down, they got a good kicker like we talked about. That field goal, it's a big deal.
But at the same point, you know, you play the field position game, you pin senior back, and
beautiful punt. Look at that, nice little. What was that? About a sand wedge, maybe, just to kind of hit that out there.
Just kind of died there at the
Down
11.
on the 11-yard line. First and 10.
Friend with a
Rams.
nice punt down. It's going to be down at the 11 where the Rams will take over. Rams do have 2 timeouts left, 3:15 remaining. Enough time to make something happen, especially with those timeouts. Rams will receive the ball in the second half as well, so that is a positive for them. But just getting some momentum and some yardage here is what this Ram offense needs. Get some of that confidence. 'Cause right now, the Golden Eagles are destroying the Rams offensive line up front.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they make at halftime, too. Does senior come out and just start slinging the ball all over the field, or do they stick to the run? And does Wahlert do the same?
Johnson, a little jet sweep will be good for 2 yards.
Johnson, ball carrier.
There's going to be a timeout on the field. And clock is back going. 2:50 remaining. Second down and 6 for the Rams. At the 15-yard line, their own 15. Edminster back. Dropped pass by... Can't tell who is out wide right there.
McCoy, the intended receiver. Incomplete.
Third down and 6. Again, now you're in danger territory here where Wahlert might think about using some timeouts, Tim, to get that ball back here. And they've been applying some good pressure on special teams as well on the kicks by the Rams punter.
That's true. They got 2 timeouts left. If you think you can stop them, you might as well.
Little jailbreak screen is sought and eaten up by the Eagles. A couple of Eagles on the place. Going to be a timeout by the Eagles as well.
Ball carrier.
Tackle by Kemp and Wilgenbush as well in on that from the defensive back standpoint. Again, Tim, right what we said. The Rams took a total of 1 minute off the clock there. Eagles will get the ball back in decent field position, especially if they're able to put some pressure on the kicker like they have been doing here for the majority of the first half.
Yeah, and like I mentioned before, you know, a second score, even just a field goal, you know, to take that into halftime would be not just a huge momentum, but a confidence booster for Wahlert too.
I really do like the way Wallert's playing, both offensively and defensively. I know not a lot of first downs, but what they're doing is keeping the Rams off balance right now, and that's been the key. I mean, they're dominating time of possession, dominating yardage, but I mean, it's not saying a lot, but I know from a time perspective, keeping that defense out on the field is going to tire them out.
And you know, it's worth pointing out, senior does not yet have a first down.
That's a stat I did not know.
So they're definitely going to need to get something going here.
Absolutely. More pressure being applied. High sky punt that's going to let drop and get a friendly senior bounce that'll go out of bounds at about the 40. Wahlert will have 2 timeouts and 2:25 remaining here to run their 2-minute drill. See if they can add to their 7-point lead here to end the first half of play. Sigworth back behind center. Dixon back in the backfield, having a nice game too as well. And it's going to be a run to Dixon, eaten up, and he's going to keep churning those legs. Tips over a few would-be Ram tacklers for about 3. That clock's going to tick away again. I think that play is to kind of set something up, Tim. I think if that gets busted through the middle of the line, he gets 15, 16 yards. All it is a bonus. They weren't intending, I think, to really bust that play out. I think it's a setup play here to keep those Rams off balance.
Yep. And I wouldn't expect to see a play action pass here coming up in the next couple of snaps either.
And it'd be not a surprise if Callahan was not on the receiving end. Sigworth again, Dixon again, into a scrum of Rams, and that will bring up 3rd down and 6 with 1:45. Unless you think Zajak's just content, I guess, with going into the half with the lead. Does have those 2 timeouts still in his back pocket, so if he can get a 1st down completion here down the field, look for him to take that timeout. Maybe they're trying to get into 25 to 35 yard field goal range for Friend. I know he knocked that 32-yarder, I think, in last week. So he does have a decent boot. Big time play by the Rams. Peyton Molenberg sniffed that one out. That's exactly what you did not want to happen if you were the Golden Eagles right there. And that's going to bring up 4th down and long with 1 minute left, giving Schmidt maybe a chance to return the punt here and give his team some field position here. 2 timeouts remaining. 1 timeout now at the Rams. Just use that one. Good defensive play by the Rams. Peyton Molenberg, the 6-foot, 195-pound senior, making it happen up there for Coach Plessel. Hey, and maybe that's all they need, a nice little momentum boost here for the Rams. They've been down all game, no 1st downs like you said. So let's see if that comes about here. They do get the ball back at half too, so taking care of the ball right now is #1 priority if you're the Rams.
Absolutely.
Get out of here. Get out of this first half with the damage that's already done.
And, if you can get a nice return, maybe take a deep shot. See if you can get in range to maybe take another shot or take a field goal. Or just do something to end this half on a positive note. Go into the locker room, not hanging your heads, feeling like this game's not out of reach, so you can still get it done. And that could lead to a better second half for Senior.
Absolutely. I did see Hancock on the bench warming up. Again, these dual quarterbacks, both of them staying loose. The punt by Friend. A running start by Schmidt. He's going to bust his way up to about the 45-yard line. Zajac jumping for joy over there. Not sure if joy or I'm thinking he might be a little upset. He's looking at the official. Not sure if he wanted a penalty on that or not, but officials are having none of that. Wilgenbush with the stop. Rams take over in Eagle field position under a minute. 7-0 Eagles. Rams looking to put something on the board before the half.
And that's the kind of field position that will allow them to take a chance and maybe get that positive ending to the half. If you can get a quick out or 2, suddenly you're already another pass or 2 away from field goal.
Absolutely. Malik Harris joined in the backfield. Chaz Hancock, a little floater out to Sam Schnee. He's going to bust up the middle for about 6 yards. That clock's still going to run here. The clock does not start until the official puts the football down after they spot the ball. And the Rams did not call a timeout. Looks like a clarification here from Coach Plessel. Could be a crafty coaching move, if anything, by Coach Plessel. Buy his guys a little bit of time, get the play, and did not have to burn a timeout for one reason or another. Coach Zajac wants an explanation now, too. He looks livid up there, pointing up at the scoreboard.
Well, at this point, it works out to a timeout for Senior. They've
Absolutely.
got their play in. The clock is stopped. As soon as they signal ready for play, Senior
they're ready.
Snap the ball.
Second down and 5, 42 seconds left. Clock has started. Shotgun formation for Hancock. Looking out wide. There's his man. Schnee again. Or Schnee, excuse me, down at about the 31. and they're calling that ball down.
Sam Smith.
Clock is stopped momentarily while the officials spot the ball. No huddle offense here. Carter Schmidt, one-on-one coverage here. Sigworth, the corner. I think Hancock does recognize that right now.
Clock's up.
Clock stopped by the Rams. Again, 28 seconds remaining, 7-0 Golden Eagles. Rams threatening, though. The most offense that they've had in a possession, I believe, is this possession.
Yeah, they already got their first down of the game. So
Hancock in the gun. His favorite target's been Sam Schnee so far. Hancock going up top, and it's going to skip on the ground for an incompletion. He had two guys open, too, on that left side, underthrowing it. Intended for Schmidt. 27 seconds left. 3rd down and 10 for the Rams. I do see some confidence kind of blooming here with the Rams offense right now. Look like they have a little bit more pep in their step. See if they can carry that over into some points. Again, Hancock in the gun, rolling out to his left. We got a penalty marker out, and tip drill and no completion here. Schnee, intended receiver, and it goes off his hands, and it looks like we're going to have a hold, I believe, on the Rams with 22 seconds left. They might decline that, though, if you're Zajac, unless you think it's still in field goal range. He wants to decline it and make it 4th down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Maybe one last heave, I'm thinking here, for Hancock and the Rams. Throw one up. Or if you can get to the sticks, a little flag route.
yep, something along the sidelines, at least 10 yards downfield.
22 seconds left, 4th and 10. Big 4th down. Hancock from the gun. He's got a man going up top, and that's going to go out of bounds. Him and his wide receiver not on the same page. Hancock looking for Ramagna. Ramagna came back for the curl, which he was open. I liked what Ramagna kind of cut off that route. Hancock just decided to go for that deep corner route. Wasn't there. Not on the same page. This could be the final play here of the first half. 16.8 seconds left. Look for a kneel down, I believe, by the Golden Eagles, or a run by Dixon. And it looks like the kneel down formation is in effect here. Eagles looking to go into the half with a 7-0 lead and carry that momentum. We'll give Senior a little credit here offensively speaking, as they were able to put a few yards into the stat book. But other than that, it's been all Eagles defensively, and that one drive, the 66-yard drive to start the game for the Sigworth to Callahan touchdown pass. For the most part, that's been about it. So we'll take a quick break now. We'll get some stats lined up for you. We'll come back with a couple minutes before the second half kickoff to give you a little recap of what's going on. So again, you're watching boys high school football from TH Media. welcome back, sports fans. I'm Travis Cole for TH Media. Thanks for joining us. We're live on site at Dalzell Field, getting ready for the second half kickoff of tonight's inter-city non-district game between the Golden Eagles of Dubuque-Wahlert and the Rams of Dubuque Senior. 7-0 lead right now for the Golden Eagles. That all started on their first drive of the game. They marched 66 yards to from a Noah Sigworth to Joey Callahan touchdown in the back corner. Has been kind of all the offense so far. Tim, what do you see from a statistical standpoint as well?
Well, there really hasn't been a whole lot. Senior has just 35 yards of offense, 32 through the air. Wahlert has 91 yards of offense, so a little better there, not quite what you want. 62 through the air, 29 on the ground. That number's a little skewed, though, because Kellen Dixon has 14 carries for 41 yards. It's just, those losses. Sigworth has negative 12 yards. Obviously, the 13-yard loss on that play by Peyton Mogenberg really lays into that.
I mean, what do I saw some good things on the last possession for the Rams. Both defenses playing exceptionally well, tackling well, form tackling well, gang tackling well. But again, from an offensive perspective here, Senior's getting the ball to start the second half. What sort of things do they need to carry over, I guess, from what they were doing towards the end of the first half?
Well, maybe just that sense of urgency they had there late in the second half. On some of those pass plays, you could see there was a little bit more of that urgency there, and they were able to get their first down. They were able to move the ball. Ultimately they weren't able to score, but they at least were seeing some positive gains on offense. So bringing that kind of mentality to this opening drive of the second half is going to be important. Seems like we say it every week. This first drive of the second half is going to set the tone for the half for Senior. So really, maybe you don't want to say they have to score points, but you got to see something positive on here. 3 and out is the last thing the Rams want to see.
I mean, to me, it's a field position battle, right? I mean, if you can't get the offense going, get it going a little bit so that you can at least pin the other team down in their territory, because it's been a struggle for both sides. So, I mean, I'm looking for Senior to, like you said, play relaxed. It's 7-0. This is a ball game, without a doubt. So be conservative, but at the same time, you have to be free, too, from an offensive perspective. You've had nothing, 35 yards. I mean, right. It's a great, you got to give Coach Zajac and the Eagles some credit, too, up front. I mean, Spencer Gert, he's really putting a hurt on here from that right defensive end position. Kemp in there, too, from a D-back position coming up, making some good tackles. And a couple of good pass breakups, too. I think it was Johnson for the Rams, Katarian Johnson on that one deep ball to Callahan. I mean, that could have been busted this game wide open. So I think you got to give credit to the defenses. I mean, you said that in your piece this morning, too. Playing defense, getting off the field on third downs. Well, the defenses are really doing that tonight. So, like I said, I'll be curious to see here what type of motivational speech that Plessel gave. And Zajac's got to be riding high right now, I think. Inner-city game on the road. He's still kind of a young team as well. So, again, let's buckle our seatbelts, because anything can happen in these inner-city battles. The kids are going to be jacked up and pumped up. It's a beautiful night for football, so I'm here for it.
And, after a 7-point first half, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if there were 35 points scored in this half right now.
Absolutely. Both teams are capable of doing it, too. I mean, both quarterbacks, I know it's been a dual quarterback situation for the Rams, but both guys have a nice touch on their ball. Sigworth is playing really well, but he's finding his go-to man, Mr. Dependable, Joey Callahan, too.
Yeah, and that connection really is going to be the key for Wahlert in the second half when they go to the air. Until Senior starts to double-team him, Callahan's been able to answer the bell every time they call.
And look for Schnee as well. He's been very, very quiet tonight, as I believe that was Schmidt taken down at the 24-yard line by the Eagles. He's been quiet. He was a very shifty and smooth runner last year. I'm not sure if a lot of that had to do with Lee Boniface being back there and being that threat as a running quarterback as well that opened it up for him. I know they had Osterberger as well, I believe. Yep. So, I mean, he had some more, he took some breathers and had some more time to kind of recover in between plays. But I'm looking for him to get a nice run here to start this second half, to kind of give that offensive line some confidence against this tough Wahlert front. So we'll see what happens. Again, at quarterback, it looks like coming out is Chaz Hancock, joined in the backfield by Schnee. And it's going to go to Schnee, and he's able to kind of run through for about a 3-yard gain.
And really, just a couple of positive gains in a row could really get the offense going. That's really all you need for a spark.
Absolutely. Malik Harris checks in for the Rams. Schnee and Harris in the backfield. Hancock barking out instructions to his team. Carter Schmidt out wide to his left. Rams spreading it out. Again, Kemp, the defensive quarterback back there. And there goes Hancock, and he's gobbled up back there. A little read option. And Gert again, he's got to have about 5, 6 tackles. A couple for losses, too, tonight as well. Again, 11:07. If you're just joining us, 7-0 Golden Eagles here at Dalzell Field. Beautiful night for football under the lights. Packed house here as well. Both sides supporting their respected teams. And looks like we're going to have a timeout. Rams early on. Plessel can't be happy about having to burn a timeout here. 1 minute and 9 seconds into the second half of play.
Oh no, and he's letting them hear it in the huddle right now too.
Sometimes it's tough love when it comes to this, and you don't want to have to burn that timeout, but at the same time, you cannot afford a penalty right now. You have to be on the same page. If you're the Rams, you're in a perfectly good position to get a first down as well. You got to have these plays drawn up in your back pocket if you're Coach Plessel. 3rd and 6, I need it. Who's my go-to guy? And I think that could be a question mark for the Rams this year. Who is the guy? Because I don't see one right now from an offensive receiving core tight end perspective.
As far as the skill position players, seniors cupboard was bare as far as returning players. Sam Schnee really was the one returning skill position player. So they're working a bunch of new guys in there at wide receiver and quarterback and tight end.
And Hancock's rolling out. He's got a man on the right side, and he's down at about the 30, right at the sticks. It's going to be close. That was Romagna with the catch, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Again, and think about it. Colin Seymour, gone. Lee Boniface, gone. These guys were in the program for quite some time, and just superb athletes that Coach Plessel had. I am still surprised that even their records with those guys, I thought they could have done a lot better with what they had here at senior the last few years from a record standpoint.
Well, we're just looking at those players. Colin Seymour, he was first team All-State, scored touchdowns, offense, defense, special teams, just was a special playmaker for them. And then Plessel said Boniface was their leading rusher and passer career at the school. So
that's pretty. There's been some pretty good running backs here too.
Yep. Jamie Murphy comes to mind.
Scott Bolin too, back in the day. I remember that. So yeah, there were some good players coming through here from running back standpoint. Both were future Hawkeyes as well. Again, 10:25 remaining, 7-0 Wahlert. 2nd down and 6 for the Rams. They did get a first down on the last play. See if they can piggyback that into another one. And Schnee is gobbled up in the backfield that time by Joe Friend. These Eagles have yet to give up a big play tonight from a defensive perspective. They're looking to stay locked in over there. Coach Zajac has to be pleased with what's happening currently with his defense.
Yeah, senior's biggest play so far was 10 yards. That's it.
Hancock going up top, got a man. A little bit overthrown. I like the deep ball though, and I like the chance there by Chaz, and that's going to bring up 4th and 5 and bring out the punt unit for the Rams.
Boy, if he had that timed a little bit better, he was gone though. I mean, nobody was going to catch him.
Could have been 6.
Yep.
Again, I don't mind what the play call and strategy was. Get a first down right there, run the ball on first, and then a couple pass plays. That's kind of seniors' MO. Obviously, they'd like to get some more effort from the running attack, and that's a duffed punt, and that's going. I don't even know if that got back to the line of scrimmage, Tim.
Nope.
You're going to give them about a 3-yard punt.
-1 yard.
Or -1. Big time special teams muff right there, shank right there by the punter. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Amazing field position here for the Golden Eagles. They're going to start on the senior 44-yard line. Let's see what the Eagles can do on their first possession. If they can do anything like they did in the first half, that'd be another touchdown here on the horizon.
You know what? I was looking at the wrong line. That was a 5-yard punt. Not minus
Oh,
one.
5 yards. Okay, we'll give them that 5 yards then. All right. It's an honest mistake. And you mentioned this earlier, Tim, is Bartow. He just made his first appearance here for about a 4-yard gain. So I know he, like you said, he had that 70-yard run last week against WD. That probably kind of inflated his stats, obviously, a little bit. He was looking like about an 8-yard to carry guy when I was looking through there.
Yeah, but he offers a nice change of pace for him.
And they do like to roll Sigworth out to his left. He's going to look like he's going up top. He's got a man. He's going to the back corner of the end zone. And they're going to call a pass interference penalty right there on Romagna. That was pretty close, but I don't think he was playing the ball at all. And a little contact was made. That's going to be a big-time penalty, too, for the Eagles to accept as they look to march down and put another 6 on the Rams.
Yeah, no, at the high school level, it's not a spot of the foul. It's 15 yards.
15.
It's not even an automatic first down. You got to cross the first down line with that penalty yardage in order to get the first.
Sigworth does like to go right. When he goes left on a rollout, he tends to have some issues throwing across his body. But we'll see what happens here. 2nd and 6. Seems like a decent passing down for the Eagles. Look for number 16, Callahan. It's going to go to Bartow again, and he is going to get gobbled up there. Rory Larson, amongst others, in on the tackle for the Rams as the clock ticks away here in the 3rd quarter of play. Molenberg in on the stop as well.
And having Bartow gives the Eagles a chance to rest Dixon. You know, a couple of years ago, Riley Haskin was making about 30 carries a game, and you know that's a lot. Mason Flynn last year, he wasn't quite handling that workload, but he was getting up there. You're going to want to keep your running backs fresh as the season goes on.
Absolutely. There's Sigworth again, rolling out right, looking for that touchdown play right there. He's got nothing open, trying to change positions, and big time block, and finally brought down. Sigworth, a big block there. I think that was Gert, and Gert actually looked shaken up on the play. And that was a legal block. He was able to get his head in front of the shoulder pads of the pursuing defender. Molenberg finally brings down Sigworth.
But sometimes as a quarterback, you just got
to throw that one away. Absolutely.
And that was an 8-yard loss there. Takes it from 3rd and 5 to 4th and 13. So.
Yeah, good call, because you were kind of in field goal range right there potentially, and still a little bit deep, but and it looks like we're going to have a timeout. Golden Eagles, they want to talk about it, I think. I'm not sure if they want to get a strategy for the punt, where they want to position that punt, coffin corner to the right or to the left. We'll see what Coach Zajac has to say to his team here before they come back out onto the field.
We got a score update from Waterloo. They're in the 4th quarter, but Johnny Miller scores on 4th and goal from the 1. Hempstead cuts into Waterloo West lead, 14-7, 11:09 left in the 4th quarter there.
Good job for the Mustangs down there. West is a very tough team. They have a great offensive duo down there with Tay Cooper and Devin Moore. Again, senior knows all about that from last week, so. 6:33 remaining. Again, timeout by the Eagles here. They wanted to talk it over. Looks like the offense is back on the field. Sigworth marching out right now with the play from Coach Zajac. We can see where they go from here. Look for number 16, Joel Callahan, or else I could see a potential draw play to Bartow or Inyeku, who's back there right now, and Sigworth. He's going to step up in the pocket, little stiff arm there, and he's going to roll out, and he's going to run it himself. Larson, little sidestep, and not enough for the first down, but does get the ball down to about the 21-yard line where the Rams will take over on downs. Good job by the Rams defense. Did a good job of containing Sigworth and not allowing that big-time first down gain on fourth. So 1st and 10 for the Rams. 6:21 remaining here in the third quarter. Hancock back out underneath center here, in the shotgun formation here. Rams looking to spread them out. They got two to the right here, single coverage. Safety is Kemp, who will be playing free safety. Hancock's going up top, and he's got a man, and he is just overthrowing everybody this evening. He had a step on him, was Schmidt. Hancock, he's got a good ball that he's throwing, Tim. He's just not very accurate.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just the chemistry there, if they need some more time playing together to really get that down. But you're right, a lot of those deep passes, they have a chance to go for a lot of yards, but just, throw it a yard or two too long.
Again, I like the idea. Not a huge sense of urgency, but enough here to try to go for a couple big plays. Schnee. He's got a seam outside. This is where he's at his best. Ooh, he had a chance there. Beautiful move, little sidestep right there. He's about one step away from breaking that. He does have some very good top-end speed as well. So I believe that's enough for the first. It's going to move the chains.
Yeah, if he could have landed on his feet there, he would have had a chance to turn that into a real big game.
Very impressive sidestep, though, to elude those two defenders. Again, a little up-tempo. Once you get that first down, you get that pep in your step here. It looks like the Rams are at their best when they're kind of working on all cylinders, so to speak. They've been sputtering a little bit tonight, so. And Hancock in the backfield. Schnee trying to get up front. He's going to have to go down. Tackle by the Golden Eagles, number 75, Blake Bradley, the 6'3", 260-pounder up front. Wraps up Schnee. And the Rams just are not getting good downfield blocking or that initial block from their offensive lineman in the middle. Where the Rams have been having success tonight has been off tackle, and maybe with the help of a tight end on that side or a crack block by one of their wide receivers. So again, 2nd down and 12, loss of 2 on that play. 5:15 remaining here in the third quarter. 7-0 Eagles. Malik Harris, Chaz Hancock's going to take it. Tries to get up front. He's been able to get that loss back plus about 6 more, where it'll be 3rd and short for the Rams. Hancock does have some good speed right there. I like his dual threat ability. Throws a nice ball, and he does have some speed as well. Showing it to us here in the third quarter. Third down and 2, 4:38 remaining here in the third quarter. Johnson in motion, and that will not be enough for the first. Again, not having a lot of success running up the middle on this Wahlert defense. It'll be 4th and about 2 for the Rams. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left.
Seems like every time seniors handing the ball off, there's a Wahlert defender or two right there ready to make the first hit.
Already in the backfield, it seems like, especially in the middle. If they run that jet sweep or off tackle where they're getting some help on those defensive ends and outside linebackers. Like, look at right now. They're stacking that box against them. They know it's coming, obviously. It's 4th and 1. And that's going to be another timeout called by some precious timeouts here being wasted by the Rams, not knowing what they wanted to do in this particular situation. And this could come back to haunt them as they carry on the end of this quarter and into the fourth quarter of play. Plessel will discuss with his offensive team while Zajac will do the same on the defensive side of the football. Again, 3:56 remaining, 7-0 Wahlert. The lone score was a short touchdown pass on the first drive of the ball game from Sigworth to Callahan, and that's been the difference so far. A good defensive battle going on here at Dalzell Field. Crowd engaged, very much so. And we'll see what Coach Plessel draws up here for his team as they look to be going for it. And maybe that's what the fuss was about, is kind of finding out if they really did want to go for it or not. He's got to have some confidence in his offense at some point, and this is a time for them to shine right now. 4th and 1. Big 4th down play right now for the Rams. Eagles trying to disguise their look here defensively. They got a 9 in the box right now, and Hancock is going to take it himself, and he runs, and he will, I believe, fall forward for the first down, and he does. Little quarterback keeper out to the left side. Hancock's able to forge ahead, getting just enough yardage for that first down. It's going to move the chains and give the Rams a new set of downs. Clock's going to continue to tick away here in the third. Schnee in the backfield. He is joined by Malik Harris as well. Schnee's going to go into the slot. Harris will join Hancock in the backfield, and it's going to be keeper and a fumble, Ruski, and it's down. Hancock able to get back on it after a loss of about 7. A little excitement here for us as Hancock and Harris had a little bit of a mishap with the handoff, and Hancock lost the grip on it. Able to recover, though, after a loss of about 6. It will be second and about 16 yards. Hancock from the gun. He's got trips to his right. Schnee joins him in the backfield. Schmidt split out to the far side of the field as well. Little out to Romagna. Romagna down at about the 41. That's going to be a gain of about 1 and bring up third down. It's almost like they were baiting Hancock to throw that pass. They didn't cover him, and they just knew that's what was going to happen. The Eagles, that is. And a great defensive play and disciplined play by the Golden Eagles. 2:25 remaining. Again, third down and 15 for the Rams, digging themselves in a hole. Hancock going up top. He's got a man and overthrows him yet again. Intended receiver was Alex Richard as well. Had a step, but closing fast for the Golden Eagles was Zach Kemp as well. That'll bring out the punt unit here with 2:15 remaining. Rams will be punting, and back will be Joe Callahan for the Golden Eagles. Last punt was a net of 5, and airmails this one up, and the Golden Eagles jumped on a dangerous play. That's exactly what Coach Zajac is saying to Wilgenbush is, what are you doing? That had a chance. If that would have it touched the senior player, does not necessarily mean that that play is over. That Golden Eagle, Wilgenbush, jumps on the ball. That's what his coach is having a nice talk with him about that. You leave that go, you kill that, and back away from it. So Eagles will take over at their own 40. 2:08 remaining here in the third quarter. 7-0 still the score. Eagles defense pitching a shutout currently. Again, Rams defense not playing bad at all either. They just need to churn up some offense here to have a shot. Bartow back in the game as he sifts his way through for about 2-yard gain. Brought down by Mossman.
And at this point, I don't know that you're going to see Wahlert get too creative. They're going to start, just pounding the ball, melt the clock away, shorten this game, and obviously try and put it in the end zone again and increase that lead. But the way this game is going, it looks like 7 points might be enough to win it.
Absolutely. neither team being able to put a lot together offensively, but I do agree with that point. A lot of heavy dose of running here as Rory Larson sniffs that one out. Again, probably not too hard to figure that out if you're a senior defensive coordinator. And we do have a man down. It looks like Spencer Gert, and they're going to call a timeout here. We'll kick one to commercial as well. We'll be back as the training staff kicks over to Gert looks like he's cramping up.
We here at GoFindMyCar.com are searching for a fresh new look to represent the services we offer. We held an open casting call to anyone to help us out.
Cooking up some great deals.
Can't find a car in any of the local literature.
Well, you can have my bow.
I and my axe.
And my website, GoFindMyCar.com.
We're still searching for the fresh new look for GoFindMyCar.com.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Travis Cole for TH Media, joined up in the booth by Tim O'Neill as well. We're live on site at Dalzell. Again, another season of TH Media's live streaming high school sports is underway. We appreciate you however you're joining us tonight. We have a full slate of fall sports on the docket for this year. That includes football, volleyball, and swimming as well. And then obviously as we get into the winter sports season, basketball as well. So again, thanks for joining us however you are. Minute 24 left here at Dalzell in the third quarter. The Eagles hold a 7-0 lead. They do have the ball as well. It will be 3rd down and 11. Spencer Gert still on the ground here. The training staff and Coach Zajac attending to him at the moment. Again, this is a good time too to pitch TH Media's More Than the Score. It's every Thursday. It's a sports live broadcast that's hosted by Steve Ortman. Tim O'Neill also takes part in that as well. You can also get to that by going to thonline.com/live. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter as well for any new, that's at TH Sports Feed, for any scores or up-to-date information related to the tri-state area. Again, both teams come into this matchup 0-1, looking for their first victory. Again, non-district game, but obviously a lot riding on this being an inner-city matchup. Of course, Wahlert being in Class 3A, they're in District number 4, playing up the last 2 weeks, playing Western Dubuque last week, losing that one, and then this week against Senior where they're winning. Sigworth is going to be wrapped up and taken down for a loss by Johnny Mossman. Mossman's been all over the place here for Coach Plus. He's trying to get the crowd pumped up now. And you know what? That might be exactly what the Rams need. Again, we're under a minute here. It's 4th and 11. So big time play by Mossman, sacking Sigworth there and giving his offense and special teams a chance to make something happen. 44 seconds. Friend is back to punt. Back to receive is Carter Schmidt as well. Friend with a nice booming punt. It's going to be a fair catch and caught at the 38-yard line. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what our officials have to say about the flag. Like first down for the Rams will be at their own 39-yard line. Looks like they picked up the flag, so no penalty. 32.6 seconds left here in the third quarter. Again, beautiful night for football here in the city of Dubuque. What more could you want here on a Friday night? Wahlert versus Senior at Dalzell. No wind, about 65 degrees, so it's been a good one here, and we appreciate you joining us however you are. 32.6 seconds left. Schnee with the ball, up the gut, and he will be brought down by a couple of Eagles. Good for 2 yards. That's going to tick us down to the final play of the third quarter. Not sure if Hancock will get one off or not. And I take that back. Edminster has checked into the ball game, and they'll let this clock run out and regroup. We'll take a quick timeout commercial break as well. Again, 7-0 Eagles. You're watching boys high school football from TH Media. Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Travis Cole for TH Media. Thanks for joining us tonight. Getting set for the final 12 minutes of the football game here at Dalzell Field. The Wahlert Eagles hold a 7-0 lead. Rams do have the ball, though, in decent field position. They're at their own 41, facing a 2nd down and 8. Again, don't forget to go on to thonline.com to vote for TH Online's Athlete of the Week. There'll definitely be some good nominees tonight, and I'm sure throughout some of the other local areas as well. Edminster's going out to that far side, almost picked off. Errant throw by Edminster. Denver Link was on the coverage right there, just missed an interception. Again, rolling out to his left, throwing across his body, Tim. That's a tough throw to make for any quarterback, let alone, a high school quarterback with not a ton of experience, not a ton of skilled players to play with at the moment.
Right, just second varsity game for not just him, but for a lot of these senior starters. So experience not yet a strong suit for either of these varsity teams outside of those defensive fronts. Right,
which we've seen their experience showing through tonight. Edminster back in the gun again. He's got a man. He's going up top. Got a man open. Oh! Edminster with a beautiful pass. Alex Richard through the hands. That would have been 6, Tim.
And that's the kind of spark that senior needs. But boy, you gotta catch that ball. You gotta catch that ball before you think about the end zone. I don't know if that's what he was doing, but man, that's a pass.
Great route that he made. Good deke on the right side, wide open. Beautiful throw by Edminster as well. It was a nice low line. Didn't put a lot of air under it, but didn't have to. He beat his man. So unfortunate for the Rams, nonetheless. And they will be punting back to Callahan, an airing punt that looks like it's going to drop and bounce, get a miniature senior bounce. It's going to go to about the 35-yard line. Will Wahlert will take over. So missed opportunity for the Rams right there. Could have tied this ball game up with one play. But that wasn't the case here tonight in that time. So we'll see what happens. 11:38 remaining. Still 7-0 Golden Eagles. Eagles will start on the 35-yard line. Again, a lot of enthusiasm over there on this Wahlert sideline, not only from the coaching staff but the fans as well. And that's kind of tying over into their players here this evening as well. They really do think that they can pull this one off. And looks like Dixon back in the game. Nice run up ahead for 5. And that's what you want if you're a Golden Eagle fan. And we do have another player down. That's Drew Lenz. He's one of the big-time players for the Eagles as well.
That would be an absolutely huge loss for Wahlert if he is unable to come back in this game.
The 6'2", 260-pound senior. And I don't know, man, if they're just cramping up a little bit, Tim, or what. It looks like that's been a common thing. It's been a pretty not too humid of a night where you think that would be having an effect. But these defensive players have been out there quite a bit tonight. So,
yeah, cramping is one of those things you always see in the first couple of weeks of the season. But usually, like you said, it's on those 80, 85-degree nights. That is not the case tonight. It's cool night. There's a nice breeze. They're stretching him out, though. He's got his hands on his helmet. Who knows what it might be? It could just be a cramp. Hopefully it's nothing more serious than that.
Absolutely. And you see how important these players are to Coach Zajac, too, as he comes out there and takes a knee right next to him making sure he's all right, talking to him, and you got to really admire that about a coach and his relationship with his players. So
right, and all of these coaches here at the city schools and include Western Dubuque that I've seen this year, all great guys. Care about their kids, and obviously their well-being comes first. They want them to have a happy, positive, successful experience playing high school sports, but making sure that they prepare them for the next level outside of sports is more important to those guys.
That's what you need, being a coach and kind of a mentor to the kids too, growing up the right way. Sports, number one is your education here when you're in high school, and obviously just kind of becoming, from the football perspective, growing up into that man that you want to be, and living and learning. So that's a great, I really do admire that from the coaches here within the city, including Western Dubuque. So the crowd giving Lenz a hand here as he is helped off the field. We hope nothing but the best for him and nothing serious. So the game will go on. It's 2nd down and 6. Wahlert does have the ball after Dixon had a 4-yard run up the middle. And that clock did start running again, play clock as well. So 7-0 Wahlert. And again, as Tim mentioned earlier, probably nothing fancy here except a nice dose of Kellen Dixon here as he's able to bulldoze his way up. And I'm pretty impressed with Dixon tonight from a power standpoint. I didn't know how much power he really had. We did watch him. He had some brief experience last year when he came in. Did see some flashes of speed. He would spell Flynn once in a while, but I think he's getting that brunt of the workload, and he's showing that he can take the wear and tear, within the type of schools that Wahlert plays. I mean, obviously the bigger schools, Western Dubuque and Senior, and hopefully he can carry that on for his own sake. Again, Dixon up the middle. He's going to power his way. I believe that's enough for a 1st down, and it is.
And it's important to note he's also only a junior, so he's got another year back with this program too.
Absolutely. 10:27 remaining here in the 4th quarter of play. Wahlert trying to eat up some precious time here. Senior, on the other hand, looking to kind of knock the ball loose and, of course, try to get the Golden Eagles out off the field on a 3-and-out. Dixon churning those legs some more, and you got to give Noah Sigworth some credit as well. He's playing very smart right now. He's watching that play clock go all the way down, and then he's snapping the ball. I mean, like we said, we know what we're going to get. If you're watching this game like we are from up in the booth, we know we're going to get a heavy dose of the running attack right now to try to eat up some of that clock. $9:53 remaining, 2nd down and 8 for the Golden Eagles from their own 48-yard line. Sigworth under center, Dixon in the backfield. Oh, he's able to bust one outside. Dixon shifts his way up, and he's down to the Senior 39-yard line. I think we're going to have a face mask tacked on as well. Dixon kind of hiding behind his offensive line right there. I kind of lost track of him for a second, and he pops out on the right side of the field, and it's actually going to be a hold call on the offense. I think they're going to call it on the wide receiver blocking as he came down into the play, potentially on one of the Rams outside linebackers. So nice play by Dixon, but it's going to be nullified by a flag, and that'll push the Eagles back into their own territory. They will retake possession here on the 46-yard line with a 2nd down and 10. 9:21 again. The clock is not the friend of the Rams at this moment, as the Eagles are deciding to just run the ball right now and eat up some of this clock. Dixon is going to be gang tackled there. Rory Larson as well as Mossman were in on the tackle again. 3rd down and 10. We're under 9 minutes. Again, heavy dose of Dixon here these last few possessions from a conservative standpoint by Zajac.
And at this point, Wahlert's still only up around 115 yards of offense, so defense is still carrying the water so far.
Defensive battle tonight. Looks like we are going to have a timeout by the Golden Eagles. That will be that'll leave them with one timeout remaining for the final 8.5. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to tip your hats to the defensive coordinators and, of course, the defensive players from both teams. Really sticking to their game plans, it looks like. Sticking to their lanes, and the tackling has been very well tonight. Not a lot of leaving their feet. It's been gang tackling and good solo tackles in the open field, once a running back or a wideout breaks outside. So I like what I see defensively on both teams. Again, last week I think the Rams ran into a juggernaut there with Waterloo West Wahawks. They have some weapons that not a whole lot of teams around the state have. So maybe that helped prepare them for tonight as well. So.
And it's not like this game is over. It's only a one-touchdown game. Senior can still make a big play and tie it up, still win it.
Double move by Cal, and Sigworth gets away. He throws to his man down the sideline, incomplete and out of bounds. Again, I'm not sure, Tim, if I buy the rolling out to the left with these quarterbacks at this age. Get them on the run to their strong side. Let them actually throw the ball and get into it. When you have to contort your body that way and get your shoulders and hips turned around like that, it takes too much time. As you can see right there, the defense was able to pursue and caused a disruption in the rollout play.
And unfortunately, you'll see that on a majority of the passing plays. They're just going to roll them out, get them into extra space outside of the rush.
Unless you're a big, tall quarterback, and the punt is up by Friend, and that's going to be senior players are getting away, and it's down at about the 28. And, you just don't see as many big-time quarterbacks like we used to, I don't think. I'm not going to say that is everywhere, but I'm just saying those big, tall quarterbacks that stand in the pocket can really unleash that ball. Not a lot right now. I don't know if that's an offensive line type thing or the type of offense that they're in, and not having skill players sometimes cover that up with quarterbacks as well. You have some really good wide receivers and running backs who can catch the ball, speedy players. It makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Rams take over. Edminster's pass incomplete, intended for Schmidt. The quarterbacks and wideouts just seem to be on opposite planes, I think, tonight for the Rams. They have not really connected on any passes that I can think of. Maybe a couple dump-offs is about it.
Yep.
Jailbreak screen.
And that was obviously a timing route right there, and Carter Schmidt just wasn't ready for the pass by the time, or when Edminster got it out.
Schnee had some daylight, able to get some positive yardage there to give his team a chance for about a 3rd and 6. We're under 8 minutes remaining here at Dalzell. 7-0, Wahlert leading. They've been leading since the first possession of the game, where they marched 66 yards for the first and only score of the game thus far this evening. Again, I'm Travis Cole for TH Media, joined in the booth by Tim O'Neill as well. Going to give you some play-by-play commentary tonight here on this picture-perfect football Friday night. Edminster checked down to Schnee. Schnee has to cut back in exactly where the Eagles wanted him to go, and he's bottled up for a loss, for a minimal gain. And that will bring up 4th down and about 5 for the Rams, and they will bring out their punt team. Again, relying heavily on that defense to kind of keep them in this ball game as well. Will be under 7 minutes to go here in the football game. Callahan back to receive. Fair catch called by Callahan as he brings it down at the 40-yard line, where Sigworth and the Eagles will take over. again, looking ahead to next week, the Dubuque Senior Rams will travel to Davenport to take on Davenport North, and the Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles will travel to Clear Creek, Amana for their first district game of the year as well. So again, the barometer has kind of been set here for the Golden Eagles in regards to the competition that they've played and how they've played. Defensively speaking, much better tonight, not giving up the big play on third downs as they did last week against the Western Dubuque Bobcats, where they were on the losing end of that one, 24-3. Dixon running over some people up front, and tackle made by Molenberg as well.
And if Wahlert can hold this lead and get this 7-0 win, that would be a huge boost in their sales going into district play.
I mean, think about it. They're playing, 4A type schools right now. It's only going to well prepare them for their journey of making the playoffs within their district.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, the first 2 games are against 4A teams, so to go 1-1 against them, that's pretty decent.
Dixon moving the pile ahead with the help of some of his offensive linemen. We're at the 6-minute mark. Again, still 7-0. The Eagles still churning for that first down. It's third down and about 4 for the first down for the Golden Eagles. A big-time defensive stopper. Senior only has 1 timeout as well, so they have to be thinking about clock management too. A stop is needed right now because you have to think about it. About 1:50 to 2 minutes could be taken off the clock if they are allowed those 3-4 more plays. Sigworth back to pass. Mossman trying to bring him down. There goes Sigworth. He's going to look to run. Buying some time. Finally brought down. And that's one that you got to throw away. And that's Molenberg again. That's his second sack. And great pursuit. I'm just not sure Sigworth has had a problem tonight with getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, even if
he's
he
out of the pocket.
Even if he just doesn't throw it there, just take off up the sideline.
Yep. Stay in bounds or something. Keep that clock running.
Yep.
Absolutely. And that's a huge play for the Rams defense as it stops the clock as well and gives them the ball back as Friend back to punt. Nice, good-looking punt. Schmidt's going to take the ball at about the 25. Finds a seam, and he's brought down at about the 33-yard line, where Senior will take over with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left with 1 timeout in their back pocket as well. Tim, we got ourselves a ball game here, though. For as much as we got to say the offense has been pretty ugly, the defense has been very exceptional tonight on all fronts.
Absolutely. And, this game could come down to 1 play,
Think about those field goals we were talking about earlier when both teams went for it on fourth down there. And I mean, I'm just saying, it means something. So
right.
You don't think about it that much at the beginning of the game, but when you come down and those minutes pass and those quarters pass, we're sitting here 5:10 remaining, 7-0 Wahlert still. Rams take over. Schnee trying to get something going, and he's bottled up for about maybe a half a yard. Looks like probably closer to no gain.
And going back to that first opening drive, Wahlert had to convert a 4th down. Granted, it was 4th and inches, but, Senior was that close to getting off the field without giving up points. And that may be the only points that decide this game.
Absolutely. Edminster again hands it off to Schnee. Schnee spins, gets his way up across the 43-yard line to the 44 for a first down for the Rams. 4:35 remaining. Clock will begin to tick away here. Again, signs of life here from the Rams' offensive game, specifically the run attack. Edminster back under center. He's going to go to Schnee again. Schnee sees an opening. He's going to run up for carry the pile for about another 7. And Rams are in Wahlert Golden Eagle territory here. And maybe it's a product of just these defenses being a little tired, leaving it all on the field right now.
Yeah, both defenses have just been battered with the rush attack this game.
Rams trying to speed it up a little bit. That looks like it's going to be enough for another first down for the Rams. Back-to-back first downs. Clock stop while the chains move. We're under 4 minutes. 7-0 Wahlert still. Rams threatening, though, here in the fourth quarter. Schnee again, hitting the hole and brought down. Beautiful form tackle. That looked like, for the Golden Eagles, that was Dixon, I think, playing safety back there. Came up with a nice hit. Playing both sides of the ball here at that strong safety position. Or, excuse me, corner. 2nd and 7. Edmonds, a little floater up, and he's just been a little all over the map tonight, the Ram quarterbacks have, in regards to hitting their intended targets, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
42, the intended receiver. Incomplete.
Yeah, senior quarterbacks tonight, just 7 of 22 for 41 yards.
Yeah, it's got to be, they got to do better than that, that's for sure. Edmonster back to pass. He's going to go up top. He's got a man, and it's going to be out of bounds. Ram fans wanted a penalty right there. Looked like pretty good coverage from the Golden Eagle defender. It's going to bring up 4th down. Not quite desperation mode, but it's getting there.
This could be the game right here, though.
With only 1 timeout remaining, yeah, you're looking at a 1.5 to 2 minutes burned off the clock if you're the Eagles, leaving you know, with not a whole lot left. So big play, could be the ball game here. Edmonster back in the gun, 4th and 8. Got a man on the sideline, brings in the catch. Edmonster finding his man and connecting with Richard, making up for that drop he had earlier. Richard coming through for the Rams. He wasn't dropping that one, Tim, I'll tell you that.
No, they absolutely needed that.
He didn't care if he would have taken a harder, he took a good hit too, but I think no matter what happened right there, he's catching that. 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Rams driving, down 7. The ball on the 30-yard line. Roll up by Edmonster. Aaron Mills picked off by the Eagles. Picked off. Big time pick off. Joe Friend picks it off. We do have a penalty marker on the field. Edmonster missing his man by a long shot. Friend jumping ahead of that one. We got a man down there for the Golden. Again, it looks like another cramping session over here. I'm unsure of the penalty right now. We have to see. And the penalty was just picked up off the field. And that's going to have Wahlert take over here. Big time play by Joe Friend as he steps in front of an Edmonster pass to stop the senior drive. Big time play. The injured Golden Eagle is back up on his feet, and he'll make his way back over to the Golden Eagle bench. Again, we just touched on the lack of confidence and accuracy in the Ram quarterbacks, and it really did show through right there. Again, I think it's that experience, Tim, that you hit it on, but at the same time, it's just that confidence too. You know, having that confidence is what you need, and I don't see a whole lot of confidence in either one of these senior quarterbacks at the moment.
Unfortunately, yeah, but you know, there's still time in the season. Season's
Absolutely
not over after 2 games, you know. You can start the season 0-2, and who knows, senior can run the table in the district and win a district championship and make the playoffs.
From a momentum standpoint, it hurts, but at the same time, you have to think about it that this game does not have any bearing on any sort of playoff implications for either team. So, again, get better. Again, it's only 7-0 still. Anything can happen here. A ball can get jarred loose. Senior does have 1 timeout remaining as well. it's a never give up, especially these inner city games. But got to give your hats off here to the defense of the Wahlert Golden Eagles tonight. That unit is definitely my kind of, quote, player of the game, would be that entire defense for Coach Zajac.
By my count, Wahlert, senior at this point, just 113 yards of offense. So
0 points, too. The big donut is huge.
Yep,
Dixon's trying to stay in bounds, and he does. He's brought down at about the 26, where it'll be 3rd down and about 6. We're approaching the 2-minute mark here in the 4th quarter at Dalzell. Again, 7-0. Huge interception by Joe Friend on the last senior possession to kind of stop the drive that the Rams were putting on to attempt to tie the game up. Minute 42 remaining, 3rd down and 6. Another big play here. 1 timeout senior has too, but this is definitely a running play here if you're the Eagles, and it is, and it's Bartow, I believe, Dixon takes it. Mossman with the stop. It will be 4th down and about 3. Timeout by the Rams. Rams will get the ball back here with 1:27 remaining, barring any special teams mishap. You don't really see a whole lot of people leaving yet, Tim, as you know, anything can happen in this game of football. That's the beauty of it.
Absolutely. You know, the next snap could be a game-tying touchdown for senior. They could, the way Carter Schmidt has returned the ball on kickoffs and punts, he could very easily take this one to the house.
In addition to that, it's execution too on special teams. I mean, we've seen some snaps that have been a little questionable.
For the most part, though, ball security has been pretty solid. You know, just the 1 interception. I don't recall any other turnovers.
Nope.
So both teams doing well to take care of the football. It's just an inability to move the football has really marked both teams' games tonight.
Schmidt back to receive the punt from Joe Friend. He just had that gigantic interception about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes ago. Again, low snap. He's able to get it off barely. And that's going to be, oh no. Senior Schmidt.
What an incredible play.
Incredible play
by Grant Oberfell.
Oberfell with a great play. He just read that beautifully. He figured Schmidt was going to get antsy back there.
I mean, he just took it right out of his hands. Just stole it right from him.
I mean, from up in the booth, Tim, it looked like he almost leaned back to say, go ahead and take it, and jumped in with him at the same time and ripped it out.
And
I think it might have been an offsides on the defense. Therefore,
there were about 3 penalty flags that came out.
Yeah.
There was one before the punt, and then they ran into the punter. And then there were 2 more flags down here at the end of the play. So who knows how this one's going to end up.
So false start, running into the kicker, and a block in the back on the defense. So they all offset, and they're going to replay. So
already,
it's a big time break for the Rams, that's for sure,
really
because
is.
that's the ball game's over at that point, and we're walking out of here. But Rams get new life, and Schmidt wants to redeem himself, I think, back there. He's
illegal motion. Bumping the kickers. Blocking the back. Illegal use of hands.
so each team had 2 penalties on that play. So 4, Tim. We missed one.
We're just going to call this a redo.
Yep, redo. Again, 1:19 left. Bad snap last time. Good one this time for Friend. A little high, and he's going to rip one out. And Schmidt's going to try it again this time. Break it down the sideline. Does get the ball up to the 40-yard line.
Returned by Schmidt.
Minute 10. Rams have life. No timeouts remaining, though. We'll see what Coach Plessel can draw up for his team here. Hancock coming back out this time for the Rams. Edminster got his chance last time. Hancock this time. First and 10, 7-0 Wahlert. Rams need something to happen here. Hancock looking for his man, incomplete. Pressure being put on by the Golden Eagles right there up front. Bradley was up in on that one as well, putting some pressure on Hancock. Minute 5 left. Hancock from the gun. Finds his man outside, and that's Schmidt. He gets outside. And they're going to call a penalty. A late hit, it looks like, on the Golden Eagles, number 17. That's going to be Noah Sigworth. They're going to call a late hit. Schmidt with the catch, a little extracurricular after the play was over, out of bounds. That's going to tack on 15 yards, Tim.
That's a huge break
Wow.
for senior. I don't know that I agree with that call. It was kind of a continuation. He hit him in bounds and then kind of dragged him out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's one that you might want to keep in your pocket there. With the way this game has been, this defensive battle, you don't want to penalize a kid like that for playing hard. I mean, there's a point where you can stop and a point where it just happens. And I think that was one where he did kind of stop. So good fortune there for the Rams. Again, down at the 33-yard line, we'll call it. First and 10 at the 1-minute mark. Hancock floats one out. It's caught by Romagna. He takes it out of bounds. Good play, though, by the Rams. Six-yard pickup for Hancock and Romagna. 56.3 seconds left. Again, that penalty, I can't stress how big that was here for the Rams. They've been inept at getting bulk yardage, and I got what better way if you're a Ram to get it than a penalty. Hancock goes down, sacked. I'm not sure who got him. Clock stopped right now. Brock Osthoff with the sack. Zajac is livid with the fact that the clock did not.
The clock should have stayed running.
Yeah, I noticed that when I looked up. The play was still kind of going on and the clock was still stopped. So. Again, Hancock brought down by Osthoff right there. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. 2-yard loss on the play. Both teams barking instructions into their players. And the clock will be ready to start here on the signal from the official. Wahlert does not like what's happening with the clock management right now, it looks like, and they've put 38 seconds on the clock. That's about right, about 10, 12 seconds, and they're going to start it as well. And we got people livid here on both sides. I'm not really sure if they're having a clock malfunction or what's going on right now, but...
Yeah, the clock did not start when the official winded ready for play.
Right.
Wahlert obviously wants that clock to start winding as soon as possible.
A little bit of confusion here from the clock operator standpoint. Both coaches getting a talk to by the officials here to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Again, not a good time for the clock malfunctioning to be happening as 38 seconds left, 7-0.
But
in an inter-city game.
That is one of the advantages of the home field.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be something to that. And that starts at the signal. Hancock back in the gun. He's going to take off and run. Trying to sift his way through. He gets sacked, or excuse me, not sacked, taken down. It's going to be 4th down. 23 seconds left. 4th down and 4. 15 seconds left. This could be the last play of the game here. Hancock from the gun, and it's tipped up, and it's over. Tipped by the Golden Eagles. Number 70 for the Eagles. And that's going to do it. And there's Coach Zajac getting a little hyped up over there. And the Eagles are going to end up pulling this one off here in this intercity game. And their players are loving it. Their fans are loving it. It's going to pitch a shutout here at Dalzell. One more play for the Golden Eagles, and they'll be happy campers tonight. Again, kind of a bizarre way to end the game with the clock management, but in the end, the Golden Eagles come out victorious, and there it is, Wahlert. 7-0 tonight here at Dalzell Field. Got to give credit where credit is due. The defense of the Golden Eagles, and all they needed was one score. First possession of the game. Sigworth to Callahan was the deciding factor. They marched 66 yards in the first quarter, and that's all she wrote as the defense took over from there. Good overall game defensively from both teams. Offensively speaking, neither team probably over 150 yards. I have to get the official stats, but other than that, big pickoff by Joe Friend at the end of the game when Senior was driving. Some bizarre clock management at the end of this game while Senior had an additional opportunity, and then a batted ball at the end. The Wahlert Golden Eagles are going to go home happy tonight. They're going to sleep good too because they really played their hearts out tonight. You got to give credit to Senior as well. They did not give up one bit. They just could not generate enough offense to tie this game. So overall, very exciting intercity game here. Again, neither was a district game, but at the same time, they're preparing themselves for the district run here as they churn through their season. So again, we do appreciate everything tonight for our viewers at home or wherever you may be. So 7-0. Our next game, I believe, will be next Friday. Check out our website to find out who the two teams will be. We'll have that listed on our website. Again, I'm Travis Cole for TH Media. I appreciate our producer and our camera crew tonight for helping out. It's been a very good night for football. And again, Wahlert Golden Eagles win 7-0 here at Dalzell. They are 1-1 on the year and travel to Clear Creek Amana next week, while Senior travels to Davenport North 0-2 to start off the season. Again, you can pick everything up online at thonline.com/live for our rebroadcast and our archive section of all of our games. And don't forget to tune in for volleyball and football as we make our way through this season. Tim, any closing comments for tonight?
Just a huge win for Wahlert. After last week, the way last week's went, just a nice win for them to bounce back and show that, their defense is every bit as good. And tonight, that was just a huge win for them, not just confidence-wise, building some momentum, like you said, going into the district season. Now, they've seen the hard work pay off, and now, they got that little extra fire in practice. For Senior, man, that's a tough one. They're going to have to go back and watch film, and, next week's a winnable game for them, but they're going to have a good week of practice, come back, and really figure some things out to put this one in the rearview mirror.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, thanks for joining me tonight. Again, for Tim O'Neill, I'm Travis Cole for TH Media. We're signing off tonight from Dalzell Field. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and of course Labor Day Monday as well for those of you still watching. So thank you very much, and have a good night.